think I accidentally created two of these joints. Make sure we're good to go. I ain't gonna delete the other one until the other one is confirmed. What's up, y'all? Who's all in the building? Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Because for whatever reason, it wasn't allowing me. Let me see what's going on. What's this? Who's all here? I'm not gonna start the beats until you know. Yeah, I think that's the right one. I think I gave. What's up? What's up, baby girl? Hey, what's up? I guess we'll I'm gonna just let the room fill up before I really get going. I figured out how to get rid of the buzzing sound. So welcome. Wolfgang Amadeus, Set in the West, the LoFi tape sessions. Boom. Look, we got OG tapes. I got the tape Dizak right here. Look, got the tape deck right here. So OG tape deck, and we're going through some classic hip hop, real hip hop. What's up, Carla Turner? What's up? Okay, I'll check the email out. Pat Blair, what's up? Um, Classic hip hop, 90s, early 2000s. You know, our get down, my era with my folks. Oh, I hope it didn't do now. What's up, Archangel Michael? Thank you for being a member for 15 months, man. Hey, yeah, man. Hey, you had a live today at 7 a.m. I didn't get a chance to check it out. I was knocked out. I think well, it said 7 a.m. my time. I try to tap in Archangel Michaels every so often because I like his perspective. So salute to you and appreciate you. Real Jags in the building. I'm gonna let everybody pile in first, and then we'll get started. Why is it okay? Really? This thing? What's going on with this? This is weird. I'm literally over here trying to. Okay, I guess this thing. I don't know. Forget it. Y'all hear me though, right? Y'all see me? Y'all see me? Let me know because this. I may have to update this app or something. I don't know. I don't know. What's up, Pat Blair? Just got that Jay-Z buzz. Yeah. Well, we'll see how that play out. You know, they over there playing. You know how they do. They are trying to make sure that they're in the best position, that the dominant position. But I don't think it's going to play out the way he want. I really don't think so. I don't think it's going to play out, but we'll see. Okay. Yeah, for whatever reason, I was trying to play something else and it was tripping. Thank you, Never Your Angel. Appreciate you. Whenever I guess I'm gonna set it up. One of these days we will. Oh no, it's all good. You ain't changing the flow of the time. It's all good. Appreciate it. Appreciate your input. We will. I guess what we will do is do a thank you, Michael. I think what we'll do is like everybody can come on and we could, do a StreamYard and just kind of go ahead and just, I mean, if people want to freestyle to it, let it be. Let me see. I might as well get started, I guess. Hold on. Let me get started. So as the beat transitions, y'all rate it. Give me like a scale of 1 to 10. Y'all hear that? Mind you, these beats, Produced with very limited resources. That's what the hood would do. We had very limited resources. We didn't have Fruity Loops. We didn't have a whole lot of samples to work with. You say, hear what? You don't hear the beat? Yeah, I want to make sure I gave you the right link because for whatever reason, I had two, it had set up two lives. This beat is all right. Is it real low? Hold on. Hopefully that's a little bit better. Let me see if that makes a difference. I don't know. It's loud to me. How about that? Yeah, it's not as defined. I'll say that. The beat is kind of muddy. It's very, very lo-fi. Very, very lo-fi. This all right. This one of these beats is all right. This all right. I'm not offended because this is not. I wasn't even on the board of production at the time when we were doing this. I know this was a Drew Infinite beat. I can tell. My boy Drew Infinite, rest in peace. You say your THC slows you down? Curious to know what he sampled. What's up, Alina? Never your angel. This had to have been like 2000, 99, 2000. Well, no, not 99. What about now? Is it a little too low? This one. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, the last beat was very, very muddy. Very, very, very muddy. That's why y'all couldn't really hear it. That's Porter's head. I don't think this is the first time he's used Portishead. Jag in the building.
Did someone say Portishead?
Yeah, someone said Portishead. I can barely hear you. Hold on. Thank you, Alina. Alina said this was done dopely. Is this Portishead?
Nobody loves me. It's true. Nobody loves me.
That's dope. I definitely might have to, yeah, Jack. Okay, this is the one, right? This is dope. Okay, that was it. That's crazy. We got something 20 years ago, something created 20 years ago, come back and it's still like, still dope.
Sound is infinite.
That's why his name was Drew Infinite. What up, LP? Sunshine.
Salute.
Y'all hear that? You probably can't hear
Sounds
the load.
interesting.
You say what?
Sounds interesting.
Maybe I should put the earpiece on. What do you think? Because I can barely hear you. I think y'all were able to hear. Y'all were able to hear when the earpiece was in, right? All right, Jack, say something.
212.
Okay, it's okay. It don't make no difference. I was trying to see if I could. I should have started out with the
Actually,
ear.
actually, the beat sounds louder now. Whatever you just did.
Oh, that's crazy. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, I still hear you there. Maybe it's picking up here. Okay. All right. Termite Snoop, what's that? Did you do a song called Termite Snoop, Jag?
What?
When I was reading what Elena says, said something about a termite soup.
I don't know about no termite soup. I don't ever remember writing no song called termite soup. I don't even see that comment.
Yeah, everybody, the conversation that you were talking, everybody's on that right now. Talking about somebody got G room. I can't wait for you to have that. Yeah, like I think you need to break that out early. You say you confused, Alina?
What's interesting is that clip that you put up is getting a lot of action and it's creating a conversation. So
The clip.
mhm.
Wait, hold on. I guess people are streaming because Kanye is performing up the street at the SoFi Stadium.
I know.
So yeah, people are getting ready for that. Like it looks packed. That look like YouTube theater. Where is it? Wait, oh, that is SoFi. Okay, that's SoFi. Yeah, I ain't mad at Kanye. In fact, we supposed to be talking about Kanye's music video.
We're still just waiting for the
I
show.
mean,
To be
at
honest,
least
Okay.
he's still relevant in his art to the point
coming on
where he
for
didn't have to sacrifice and give up being able to tour and perform. Like,
Right, right.
I mean, but to a certain extent, he is having to sacrifice because the truth is he's still touring for them.
He had to do like yeah, he did. You got to give up something. He look, but the thing is they can't deny him. Everybody's been breaking down, and I ain't even seen it. The breakdowns I haven't seen, but the Easter egg, the Easter, the UFO, Jay Z, and the big three for the father featuring Travis Scott with Ye. Four
Yeah.
days, 10 million views. 4 days. That's
Yeah,
why I say you
no.
can't deny Kanye. You can't deny Kanye. Come on. I still talk shit about Kanye. I still talk shit about Kanye. But you can't deny him. For real. What's up, Myrna? Everybody's in the building.
Well, if there's
I'm
one
sorry,
thing
I'm
that
not reading the chat.
if there's one thing that Kanye understands, he understands how to be provocative.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you know, I get it, but we'll see.
I'm gonna
I'm gonna be
play.
patient.
Yeah, we'll be patient. I'm gonna play this video, Yay Father, featuring Travis Scott. Of course, I'm not gonna play with the sound. We'll be doing our own sound. But I'm gonna break down what I'm looking at with this video. Okay, so we got two nuns. Stop. All right, we got two nuns to the left or to the right. Someone comes in. Well, the priest comes in, and someone's in the backdrop with the Jesus, the crucifixion, and then we got a man on a horse, a knight on the horse. He
Mm-hmm.
comes in, and then we got the police that come in right after him. And the police car came out before that, and they grabbed one of the nuns.
Yep.
Funny thing is I know somebody, one of my friends, his mother-in-law. She played the nun. Then we got the space. Look, then we got the space situation, the alien. Then we got
Mm-hmm.
someone come out. A woman comes out and she's blowing kisses. There's a lot going on in this video. And then, of course, the paparazzi come in and takes the picture. I find it funny we got the alien stuff, and Easter is coming up because this is like an Easter thing. The astronauts come in and they're about to get Kanye. I think they grabbed Kanye, and Artemis just took off, and they went to the moon today. 4 astronauts, and they took his mask off and they drug Kanye out. He had an alien mask on, and Michael Jackson's behind him. Well, it looks like Michael Jackson could be Scorpio. I don't know. And you got these 2 black twins come in, and then the aliens come in before them, and Travis Scott takes the alien mask off. And then there's a birthday cake. There's a lot going on, and then in the backdrop you got the UFO.
Yeah.
And then I think the girls, I don't know if they get married. I'm so distracted. That's the thing.
No, the girls come in and then they end up hooking up with the groom.
Oh, so that's what it was. They hooked up with Travis Scott.
Yeah.
And then the guy comes in and he puts the crucifixion thing down. They close the church doors, and the nun is gone. And okay, it just says Father. I know a lot of people have been breaking down this video, and I haven't even looked at it. And I think there's just a lot of symbology going on with this video. The main thing is to me, I see just off bat the distractions. So many distractions, right? Just so many distractions. That's what's going on today. You get so bombarded and get so distracted, and the theme is Father, God. Keeping your eyes, I guess, on God. You get distracted from God and yourself because you're so focused on other things. The aliens and the paparazzi in the church. That's just what I think. You know what I'm saying?
Well, the flow of it, other than the fact that it all happens in one space, like it's very rare you have that much activity in a video that only happens in one space. Like if we were to go back to This Is America, Childish Gambino, Donald Glover, he had a lot going on in that video as well. But it moved around. It moved around. This video, it feels kind of reminiscent of that. Like it's telling a silent story. And
Yeah.
it needs while all of the distraction is happening, it's trying to force you to focus at the same time.
Yeah.
Now, the simple fact to me that this video is housed inside of this church is very interesting. And the church is that's it. That's the set.
Yeah.
Everything is set inside and housed inside this church.
Yeah.
So when you see that, to me, what that says is this is the beginning of the lie. Like when you look at everything that came in and out of those church doors, everything was revolved around some kind of lie, not just distraction, but some kind of lie that's being force fed to the public.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the church actually represents a house of lies. You're sitting there, you're looking, there's a choir there, and they're just rocking back and forth, doing church movement, but they're not singing.
Thank you, Fly Tide One, for being a member. Welcome.
Welcome.
West Side. That's what's up. Yeah, no, you got a point with the lies. You got a good point with the lies.
No, but look at, I mean, the first prominent movement that happens in that video is the choir that's sitting there not saying anything, not singing anything. They're not even singing along with the track. They're just rocking back and forth.
Which could be somewhat of a distraction. Some people go to church just for the entertainment, and the choir is part of the entertainment. The band, all that is part of the entertainment. Some people go there just for that.
Unfortunately, as much as I hate to
That's
say it, there's a lot of
no,
churches
that's true.
where that's all they get out of, and they tolerate the service. Like it's they tolerate the sermon, which goes to show you how important music is, because that's how a lot of people ensnare people into, membership in their church. Lord knows I hated missing praise and worship at my church because it would exalt everyone. It would bring everyone together. Everyone would be in such a wonderful space. And then the minister would come through and they were already prepared to receive whatever it was that he had to say.
Yeah,
So when
yeah,
you think about that, the choir becomes the vehicle that allows you to receive even possibly what could be an empty message.
yeah.
So that choir sitting there in that video, rocking back and forth and not singing and not saying anything, it actually says a lot. It says it really doesn't matter what we're singing. We got you.
Boom. Archangel Michael says he sees your point. Choir, why have a choir if it doesn't sing? Yeah. You know what? Also, when you were talking, it reminded me of that movie we saw, the Tom Hanks movie Here. Have
Yeah.
anyone saw that movie Here? The movie starts out with like it's just one frame, and it goes all the way back to like prehistoric times, and then it works its way up to colonial times, and then it's
Modern day
pretty
society.
much in one frame in a house, right?
Yeah, but even before the house was there, everything was set in that space.
Yeah, it was the Native Americans, the Indians, or
Mhm.
whatever. It had a scene with them, and then it goes into what
Prehistoric
was it
times
around?
with
Was it the '60s or the
dinosaurs.
'70s? When yeah, it's a very
And
interesting. That was a pretty good film. But that was a piece of art. Like that was a really good film. I remember. I mean, well, I remember it because it's funny. We were just talking to Grace because it's tied to Grace. That's how I
yeah,
remember that film. But it reminded me of that. It's that one frame in that movie Here.
yeah.
LP in here talking about his dating life. Bro, you put your faith in these women, you're gonna always be disappointed. I told you this 10 years ago. LP, I'm telling you, you got to focus on yourself. You already know. People ain't shit. I hate to say it. But this beat is the shit. This beat is the shit, right? I like this.
You want to know what's tripping me out? You're sitting here saying all of this in front of me, and think I'm not going to be like low key offended.
You say what? I'm thinking what?
I said you sitting here saying all of this stuff in front of me, acting like I ain't going to be low key offended.
Well, why would you be offended? If it don't apply, you let it fly, right? Because
I know that was a joke.
if you're offended, then I don't know what to tell you.
It was a
LP
joke.
always has some issues. I'll be like, bro, everything is you. Got to work on you. That goes for anything. I'm not dogging LP out either. LP knows what's up. But I talk to him like a big brother. Like, look, man, your big brother going, like your father. Your father, in irony, we're talking about father, and Kanye's video is called Father. The father, your father should make you do better, like your big brother will make you do better. Your big sis or your mom, she'll make you feel better because you go to her and you tell, oh, this girl broke my heart. Oh, baby, you'll find go to church. You'll find you a good woman in church.
Oh
And
Jesus.
the biggest hole be in church, FYI. But your dad will be like, because I love my dad for just keeping it a buck with me. It's like I can't do nothing but be like, my dad kept it a buck, and or what you say, Jack, keep it a bean, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't do nothing but it made me better. You just it's all internal. You got to it's that internal. It's that internal, bro. We'll chop it up, man. We'll chop it up.
Well, just like how Kanye was illustrating in his video, the church for the most part is a house of lies.
Yeah.
I don't even think people are really ready to deal with what he's trying to say.
I mean, we can go deep, and I haven't even seen
Like
any of the
aliens
breakdown
was sitting
videos.
there, aliens was sitting there in the pews, and nobody looked or noticed.
Well, see, that's the thing. Kanye knows. He knows. He's privy to like certain knowledge, and I think people are in the comment section like, in 20 years, this gonna make sense. And I was like, Kanye, look, it's funny. We were talking. Well, I ain't gonna say who we're talking
You want
to,
to know what's so
but
funny?
we were. What was funny?
Even that statement, in 20 years, this will make sense. Even that's kind of ridiculous because the truth is, if your mind were in the right place, it would make sense right now.
And that's what I was about to say. It's just so much going on for me. I gotta like decipher it and get really tone in. But I see what he's saying when you talk about extraterrestrial aliens or whatever. Like I don't think people are really ready to have the conversation. Thank you, Fly Taiwan. Yes, that's what's up, man. Appreciate you. Um, if you guys know, when you talk about the Catholic Church and all the stuff they have underneath, what city is the Vatican?
Mm-hmm.
Like there's so many artifacts and things that are not on public display that they got from ancient Samaria, that they probably got from ancient Egypt or Kemet, and in the Yucatan Peninsula, because there were all great civilizations in those areas, and you got to really break it down as far as like what's really up with these certain particular uh, civilizations. We start with the Sumerian civilization that goes back thousands of years, and then it zipped off to the uh, to ancient Kemet. All right, let me flip the tape. Let me see if I got another set of beats on this side. Hold
Let me
on.
drop something that might be considered a little strange for some.
All right.
So, has
Okay.
anyone ever heard a commercial play and it says, if you find yourself looking at people and seeing, something that looks odd or grotesque or looks like an alien, that you should go to the doctor and get checked out because it's some kind of syndrome, some kind of
Yeah. What did they call it? I forget. Yeah. Uh-huh.
like
Yep.
hallucination or delusion,
Not
right?
not a hallucination, but yeah, some type of there's a syndrome there. Yeah. I mean, nothing on this tape. Hold on.
So you've heard that too.
Yeah, I did.
So anyway, there's someone that I know in Texas, and they said that they were at, you know, a hospital one day, and they were leaving the hospital and they went outside and they were, waiting for the bus to come so that they could go home. And they saw two nurses walk outside of the hospital and get into their car. And when they got into their car, they turned on the car and the music came on. And when the music came on, this person told me that the people that got inside the car didn't look like people anymore. He said they looked really fucking ugly, like they came from outer space or some shit.
Mm. What's up, Lauren Speaks?
And he
What's up,
said
Classic?
he couldn't stop staring. And when they looked at him and recognized that he was looking at them,
Mm-hmm.
they peeled the fuck out of that parking structure and
I
like
bet they
peeled the
did.
fuck off.
I bet.
And he said they looked like nervous. And when we were talking, he was like, I'm afraid to say this shit to anybody. You're the only person that I'll tell this to because anybody else would probably call the authorities or call and tell people that I'm
Right.
tripping and I'm hallucinating.
Right.
And I said, well, what would make you think that I would do that to you? Because that shit sounds crazy to a motherfucker. Like I'm still wondering if I'm okay. Like I came home and he said I took my temperature, make sure I didn't have a fever. And I'm like, but didn't you just leave the hospital?
Huh.
You were okay. They let you go. So what makes you think, man, that shit was weird, man. That shit was weird. He was like, they came out of that hospital wearing scrubs. They were employees there.
Wow. Hmm.
So for someone that I know to tell me a story like that from a few years back in Texas, and then to watch Kanye's video and to see the alien
Hmm.
sitting in the church amongst everyone and no one notices, right?
Right.
To me, what that says is that Kanye's alluding to the fact that we have, quite potentially, we have otherworldly beings already moving amongst us, operating
Yeah.
amongst us.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the
Meanwhile,
thing.
while that's going on there, next thing you know, there's a flying saucer sitting outside the window.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe leaning into the fact that the world that we acknowledge is real is what's actually crazy.
Hmm. Tell me if y'all hear this.
Because maybe we don't want to acknowledge the world as it actually is. distraction after distraction after distraction, and all of these strange things, these peculiar things are happening amongst and about us. We have questions to ask about everything else other than the shit that we ought to be asking questions about.
Yeah. Yeah. I was going to say, because you talk about the people that, like, you say they transform into
Mhm.
something. My favorite movie slash documentary is They Live, right?
Yeah.
Because Carpenter, the director, he was saying, shit, that wasn't a movie. That was a documentary.
Yeah, that's what he said. It was a documentary.
And I believe it. And it makes a lot of sense, especially now where you're talking about people like, transforming. Let's just go back to oh, Lauren put the wrong signal up. You're gonna get kicked out of here for that. No, don't ever put some swords up. We don't do that. We do not put the swords up, and we don't promote ninjas that give interviews and they gotta pay by giving head.
What?
Yeah, somebody did an interview and they probably had to pay the person they get interviewed by giving head. I'm just saying. Um. Anyway, the oh no, this is let me say peeping the shirt. um. So, how many of y'all are familiar with the Nomo or the Nomos? We talked about this in the last. I've been going through the whole quote unquote conspiracy theory, all that, because I talked about me. I think we talked about it, and I talked about the Dogon and the Dogon being able to. They were able to see Sirius B, which is you can't see it from with a naked eye. There's a the Sirius A, Sirius B. I believe it's a CG Polo and CG Polo. That's their real names. I believe those are the names of the stars. And one's like a white dwarf, and you got to see it with a telescope. The
Mm-hmm.
Dogon, I believe it's them. They are the ones who have the creation myth where they said these people came out of the sky called the Nomos, and they only were able to survive in the water. So they only came out at night, and they will come out at night and tell the people stories about creation, about where we came from, where they came from, and stuff like that. And these Nomos, you could say they look like dolphins or beluga whales, or they're sea creatures essentially. You get what I'm saying? Um. Anyway, yeah, like really look into that, because when you start and like I said, these are primitive civilizations. And just because I say primitive doesn't mean that I mean it's lacking of technology, or it's they do rocks in. I'm just saying it means first. And the Nomos allegedly came down to the Dogon, and y'all do the research. That's all I gotta say. So when someone says, "Yeah, I saw woo woo woo," like my boy Scholar Andy, shout out to Scholar if you're in the bushes. I don't know. Yeah, I heard about the guy that got kidnapped by dolphins. That's a whole other conversation. He literally had seawater in his lungs. He said that they took him down there and they made him like build up some cities, and then they found seawater in his lungs. That's a whole nother conversation. But yeah, the Nomos and the Nomos and all that. So when someone does say, yeah, and I was gonna say about a scholar, he was like, I think we really started building in 2012, and he was like, yeah, man, I saw a UFO, and I was like, okay, this dude on one, but I didn't like dismiss him. And when he started talking, I was like, oh, okay. And it made sense. It wasn't like the typical, like some people, oh yeah, alien came down and put a probe in my ass or something. Well, yeah, you a Diddy Bob. That's what you a alien Diddy Bob. That's what you is. So
You're a
Dollar wasn't
mess.
coming from that angle. He was the way he said, I was like, oh yeah, yeah. So some people can say stuff, and of course, you can dismiss them, but then you really should just pay attention to what people are saying. And when that person said that about the shape
Let's go
shifting
back
stuff
to
in
the
our
book of
life,
Genesis.
it's pleasable.
Let's go back to the
Well,
book of Genesis in the Bible.
let's go.
Now, I find it so funny that so many people like to talk about the Bible and talk about they believe in the Bible and they read the Bible but they totally miss like everything that's said in the Bible. Number one, in the beginning of creation, when God spoke, it said, let us make man in our own image. Not let me, but let us.
Yeah, he said Elohim, and that means that's plural. Elohim.
So that's first thing first. Second thing, which cracks me up, is when you start talking about God, sending the flood because the world had become so wicked
Yeah,
and he just needed to do a reset. Now, part of what had been going on this earth is that, people speak of the Nephilim.
yeah,
The Nephilim are the children that happened between people not of this earth and people of this earth. It said
yeah.
other worldly beings came down here and they was freaking off.
Basically. Well, before we go there,
And these
there was
children that were
no. Listen,
born were
not to cut you.
ridiculous.
No,
Yeah.
not to cut you, because before the Nephilim even got with the humans, the Nephilim came from planet X supposedly to mine gold and water from Earth,
They weren't
and
Nephilim.
they didn't
They
have
were
humans.
otherworldly
No,
beings.
listen, they didn't have humans. They already created a race of slaves called the Igigi. The Igigi were like, fuck that. We've been slaves for 250,000 years. We're gonna rise up. And they rose up against the Anunnaki, or the ones who came from the sky. That's what Anunnaki basically means. And then the Anunnaki beat the shit out of the Igigi and killed them all. So they were like, well, we still need to get this work done. So they took their DNA and spliced it with the Homo erectus, which was like basically they were animals, they were monkeys already on the earth. And that's where you get the Hebrew word Adamu, Adamu. So that's that. So that's the creation story. That's where all that came from. And then yeah, the Anunnaki saw the daughters of Adamu, beautiful, and they had sex with them, and they weren't supposed to, and that's where you get the Nephilim.
point being, this world has always had other beings here. There's always been something else other than us. Question is, why can't we see it? Because they're here and they were here first. So, what happened to us that made it impossible for us to see what's been here?
Maybe calcified pineal, maybe what they're spraying in the air. So they're spraying a whole lot of stuff in the air, and all that stuff is affecting us low key. So it's blocking our vision.
Shall we talk about the absolute need for vaccination when you're a baby?
Is there a
At the
need?
most, about the no, but I'm just saying, at the most crucial point for third eye development.
Mm-hmm. 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 Yep, that's right, Archangel Mike. Yeah, I don't want to get too deep. Jag, you hit the nail on the head though, because you're making a lot of good points. Because we've always that we were not alone. Even Michael Jackson said it. You are not alone. Michael Jackson was in this video for Father.
I know.
Well, he had Michael Jackson. A Michael Jackson clone. How about that?
Yeah, but he had a Michael Jackson clone or a Michael Jackson lookalike sitting behind the alien. Hence, Michael Jackson saying, "You are not alone."
and then I think people really gotta. Some people, man, like I say, it's on Jag, like that the divinity is on Jag. Even Kanye, because they try to say he's crazy, but that divinity is on him. How many of y'all? And I've said it before. I've said it plenty of times that David Bowie predicted Kanye West on some, Ziggy Stardust. What's the name of that album? Ziggy Stardust. I forget the name of the exact album, but it's David Bowie. It's like a written up, drawn up character David Bowie, and he's in front of a London pub, and above the pub, it has a sign that says K West. And then the first song on that album is 5 Years Left, and he's talking about we got 5 years left. If we have 5 years left, the world's going to end unless there's a Messiah that's going to be born. And 5 years to the day when that album dropped, or less than 5 years, Kanye was born in 1977. And it's a lot of little stuff.
That's
It's a
my
lot of
year.
little stuff.
I was born in
Huh?
1977. I was born on
Yeah,
the
I know.
17th day of May in 1977.
Yeah, that's why I say, yeah, that divinity thing be on people, but sometimes they don't embrace it. Like they probably tried to get Kanye to, get off into the dark side, which I'm sure they did, and he knew better. But imagine if he would have went off to the dark side. Imagine, if you would have went off or stayed off. I'll stay to the dark side. You'd have a lot more and more people confused. They just need enough people confused to get their agenda going. But Kanye woke up a lot of people. You woke up a lot of people. Yeah. Can y'all? I don't know.
Yeah, a little
Because this
bit.
one of them beat tapes that was 110 beats, 110 minutes. We had back in the day, you had your 30-minute tapes, you had your 60-minute tape. This one's 110 minutes. Boom.
Uh-huh. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, there's so much that we can't talk about, but we probably
Yeah.
should.
No, I'm keeping it light. Well, if they want the conversation, they get over to the Patreon because that's kind of where we gonna really go deeper. But I'm just keeping it light. Classic, like this is deep. Yeah, y'all hit the like button, please. We got
Well,
50 people in the building. Appreciate you.
don't blame it on us. Blame it on Kanye because we're just doing a deeper dive into his video father and all of the things that people might notice or might be missing or just not miss but choose not to accept.
Yeah, Lauren says she likes when we talk about this. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of rusty on the information, but I can talk about this for days, but I'm telling you, the YouTube don't want it. Trust me, like it's deep, it's hella deep, but certain platforms don't want certain information out there. Just like with the manosphere, the good and the bad, they didn't want it affecting certain demographics. So like if we're fucking up the program on religion or nutrition and diet and stuff like that, then that fucks up some people's money. That's how a lot of people. That's how a lot of these people are becoming billionaires is off ignorance. And then if you are hitting on something, and you may sound like you're off, or you may even think you're off, but you're on to something. The establishment will come down and be like, yeah, well, no, yeah, no, that person's off. That person's crazy. Or that person is. Don't listen to them because you're fucking up the program. That's pretty much really what it is. Like if I told everybody, let's get back to physical mediums. Go. If you like an artist, go buy a tape. And I know you're like a tape. Yeah, nigga, go buy a tape because you can get a tape deck in your car, or go get a CD and go get a vinyl. Don't stream, which I think that's what's coming anyway. You got a lot going on in the backdrop. What's going on? You all right?
What are you talking about? What I got going on in the backdrop?
You moving? Stuff moving. I see stuff moving. What's going on?
I'm trying to keep my phone cool.
Oh, it's overheating.
Not yet. It's getting
Okay.
close.
Yeah. Well, I think we're an hour in, so we'll shut it down. You know how I did. My phone was burning up that last time. No, you had to put it in a damn freezer too.
I'm
Thank
about
you,
to put it
Nebula
in the
Angel.
freezer right now and just be in the chat for a second.
Thank you, Nebula Angel. You said your THC went a whole different direction section tonight. I hope it went in the right direction.
You want to know what's funny? I used to love my THC. And in what? 2 months and change? It'll be a year. I detoxed my whole system for a year.
That's good. Oh man, see Carla and Nebula Angel. See you talking about the Book of Enoch. That's a whole nother conversation. I think that's separate. We can do that next because I love Revelation. I love the Book of Enoch. I'm not gonna front. I love them books. And the controversy between the Book of Enoch and stuff is saying like that last part was made up. And I kind of believe it, but I think that's a deeper dive, like a study that we could do. And Carla, you said, are we in a fishbowl being studied?
Yeah.
It's that's part of it, but yes, Yeshua or Jesus, whatever you call him, he says that this isn't the final life. This is the next life is the real life. I think if you believe in that and what he's saying, then you kind of know, yeah, this is a test. Of course, it's a test. I think a lot of us won't make it to get to the next. What the next is, I don't know, but I kind of believe that. Yeah, this is a test.
It ain't this.
The evil left Enoch out because it ruined their path. Yeah, Enoch is a deep. Well, if you go let's just go talk about all the Bibles, because the Canaanite Bible, the sanctioned 66 books. When there's other books. Like I think if you I get I will get a book, the Bibles, the Ethiopian,
The
yeah, those Bibles
Ethiopian Bible, yeah.
got everything. If you're gonna study it all. Don't be, study it all.
Well, that doesn't work because if you study at all, then the people that want to have control of you, you'll have the same knowledge or better that they do, and you'll be able to tap into the things that they don't want you to.
Yeah.
Like, don't
Yeah.
get me wrong. Anytime they start talking about they got new vaccines and new this and new that, I already know what it's hitting for.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Consume, sleep, obey.
Yep, Belina, you got to get the Ethiopian Bible for real. Got to get the Ethiopian Bible because I think even with this Kanye video,
I
is he
think he's going to get punished for this,
think
honestly.
so? You think so?
I mean, the truth is, he's talking too much.
Well, I think that's the goal, and I think that's what he wants. He wants because he knows some certain stuff, and like you pay attention, he's being real shallow. I think, just like I don't know, like he is saying a lot, but he's still kind of just like touching the surface. And
This
him going
video
to
is a
go,
Rorschach test.
yeah, yeah. Did you see that other video, Bully, with the little kid in the ring knocking out the grown men?
No, I haven't seen that yet.
That one seems like I think he's talking about maybe the PDF is, I don't know, like it's because a bunch of little kids fight. It's a couple of little kids fighting in the ring, and it's a bunch of grown men getting beat up. Like if you guys pay attention to that one video he had, and he had everybody sleeping in the bed. I don't know if y'all remember that.
Mm-hmm.
What video was that? Where he had everybody sleeping in one big bed?
Wasn't it a beautiful nightmare or something like that?
No, I don't think it was Beautiful Nightmare. I forget. But he was saying something with that. He had Donald Trump, he had Kim Kardashian, like he had everybody in the same bed.
Are you talking about from dun, 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 dun,
It wasn't that one. I don't think it was that one. Hold on, let me see.
Don't forget that video was more than just that song. It was a whole like
Yeah, I
mini.
know.
But he said it. I mean, he was basically saying that everybody's in bed together.
Yeah. Yeah, that's that right there. What was the name of that video? Famous. Is that it? Yeah, Famous. And he had Yeah, it was famous.
That was right before their marriage started falling apart.
Yeah. Hold
I
on.
think it was when he started waking up.
Oh damn, he got nudity in this. I never.
Yeah.
What is wait? What? Wait, who's? I've seen that tattoo with What? I never saw this video. This is crazy. They are asshole naked.
Yeah, you didn't know that.
God, wow, they are naked. But I think these are like wax figures or some shit.
You wanna know what's wild?
Donald Trump.
I think you already knew that. I think you're acting
No,
surprised
no,
on
I didn't.
purpose.
No, I didn't. I didn't know. No. This is crazy. This video was crazy. But no, but I'm saying like I'm aware of his art, and dude is like, come on. The when you guys look at certain art, let's like look at some ancient Indian art, and it's like what do you call it? They're pointing at they have Buddha pointing at the moon. That's symbolic, you know. Hold on, turn this down.
Joe Infinite.
Oh, guys, you're listening. Um, the art is so symbolic. Like, no, I'm sitting here. He got Chris Brown. Like, he got everybody naked in the bed.
Yeah.
Wow. But yeah, yeah, crazy. This is crazy. It ain't even playing no music. It's just them just wow. Mm-mm-mm. Wow. Wow. Let me see something. It's crazy.
It ain't that crazy. You watch.
I'm reading Carla, I'm reading your email. I'll send it over to you, Jag. This is very interesting. Uh, yeah. Just trust me, Carla. Yeah, you're right as far as your beliefs about Um, if it look, I wouldn't necessarily decline it if you're listening. That's just me. Of course, just pay attention. You know what I'm saying? I'll read more into it. But yeah, anyway, I'm sorry. Yeah. Kanye and his art. I paid attention. I never paid attention to the video like that. I think probably because I didn't see like the X-rated version. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah,
think that's what it
you would
is.
have watched it if they was booty butthole naked from the start.
No, I knew it was nudity. I just come on. I didn't know it was like that. I think that yeah, they said that famous. That was 9 years ago, 10 years ago. Really, that long
Mhm.
ago? Yeah, that was longer. So I was about to say, I thought I put it over here. I have to reconfigure all my whole phone, man.
I heard, but we're not gonna talk about that.
No. I didn't say nothing. I just said I have to reconfigure. Boom. Okay. Um.
I don't know what's going on with your sound system tonight, but man, it's making it hard to hear these beats.
No, I turned it down because my boy rapping. Y'all want to hear it?
No, we don't have to. If you turned it down, then we don't need to hear it.
Now, usually I was just playing the instrumentals. I wasn't playing any other song. In fact, maybe I'll play this. This one. I gotta do a better. Wait, no. I think it's over here. Hold on. See, I'll be seeing these beat tape. Look, it says Impacts, right? And I be seeing these beat tapes, and I'm thinking it's straight beats, and it be other stuff, and they be going off. I ain't gonna lie.
Check this out. This goes out to a special girl.
Okay, I'll play that later.
Yeah. Here comes the hip hop part. Hey, yo, bitch. I love
Right.
you. No, we good.
Look, they was just. If you hear this, there's a Drew Infinite beat too. This has been '99, but I can tell what equipment he had. I was learning how to produce then.
Well, I don't know who that's rapping, but it sounds wild.
I don't know who it is. I'm trying. Let me see if I could find something with my nigga Prophet on there. My dude Prophet, he wasn't. My nigga Prophet was the bro. Shout out to Prophet, Dole Metamorphosis. No, these beats were crazy. They were like going in. They were going crazy. We'll go for a few more minutes. Yeah, Carla. Yeah, I read a little bit of your email. I would just say go for it. But yeah, they more than likely, trust me. Monitorization. I already know they monitoring. They probably are, but you really should I would just do it. I would just do it if I were you. That's just me. Oh, you were in the Runaway video? I think Carla did say that. Is that right? That the one with Kanye with Hold on. That's one man.
19 guys in Mexico, racism at Mexico, nigga, now is that no, it's going back to that lady shit. No, but my mind is too deep for this. It's time for us to rise and realize that it's all time for this. It's time to guys that that you trying to sit up like flipping, hitting niggas, and I'm sticking, getting my gripping, nigga gets fucking still cooking that good shit up in the kitchen. And my phone gets fucking, I'm on my own shit, and I'm stuck in that grip type of LIFE. Get the fucking still sick because I hit the split. Stupid niggas.
It sounds like the tape is distorted.
It is. It was recorded. You can tell it was recorded loud. Listen. That shit go hard though, like. But yeah. You say what video is the Naked People famous? That's the one, famous.
Everybody want to know about the nudity.
Anyway, we'll wrap it. Look,
Naked, bucket naked.
not naked, but naked. NEKKID. Naked pictures. If I had a, yeah, that would be the name of my film company. No, I'm kidding. Naked pictures.
Ooh.
Yeah, we this is what we do. We got the cassette tapes, and this is what we playing. I'm just playing old school. This is like real underground, the homies. I really wish I had like some of my tapes that I have from the early 2000s, like the shit I was spitting on. And I had, if you from LA, you know who Rick Hard is. I had some of the old Rick Hard tapes. And I used to think Rick Hard sucked. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I thought Rick Hard sucked. I think his early shit did suck. And then he just got progressively better. You guys don't know, Rick Hard was one of, like, Snoop even, like, shouted out Rick Hard. Rick Hard be pop locking in his video and shit. He'll smoke the shit out of a rock, but that's a whole other man. Jack, you know how you be talking your ish. If I just said, all right, I'm gonna air out all the bass heads because I know most of these cats who are the bass heads. I could do a whole documentary on who's a bass head, like straight up. But I guess being a bass head ain't bad no more. Back in the day, you know, you was a bass head. That was a bass head ass. You know what I mean?
What you mean it ain't bad no more?
It was just. I'm saying, I'm thinking, I'm telling you nowadays, they just it's whatever. Oh, you smoke dope? Okay, let's chop up something like
Say that.
these
Who
fools,
say
man.
that?
The internet.
Who on the internet say that? Not nobody
The
I
internet
watch.
be saying- The internet be saying all kind of crazy stuff, man.
Yeah,
You'd watch the Basehead documentary. Fly Tie, you are a member now, so I have a documentary on here. You want to see something crazy? Look up Love for Keeps. LUV for Keeps. It's on my channel. I made it members only though. Just look that up. I'll just say that. And of course, you know, Set in the West, that's the documentary. But no, people made it acceptable to be a basshead. I mean, you don't think so?
I don't know, babe. I don't.
Somebody said fentanyl is trending.
Oh, this is pathetic.
What? Next tape.
She's a
Let me see.
minor. You a
Who's a
goofy.
minor?
She's a minor. No, the I was flipping through the, I flipped by accident. And there's this guy and his girl, and he's got this girl here. She's in her underwear.
What?
And apparently somebody found her Instagram and they like, she's a minor.
Wow. Wow.
I think people were offering them money to go on OnlyFans or something.
Oh.
And they're like, she a minor. And now
Wow.
she walking away from the camera. Now she leaving. He a whole grown ass man. And then somebody asking if they gonna smoke some rock after this. And then they talking about bring your girl over here.
Wow. You know, we could do a whole documentary just about that. You know, I want y'all to know that in the early 90s, there were all kind of X tapes out there on just on people that were like, so like, for the most part, there's compromising things that go on in the industry, and they'll try to see who they can get and how far you would go. and that's like I damn near almost unalive somebody because somebody came at me the wrong way, and I was about to I was about to like break my foot off in their ass, right? It wasn't as bad as like the Terry Crews situation. You know about the Terry Crews, right? It wasn't that, but it was damn near that, and somebody was about to get feet and ass and all put on them, right? But some people get to the point to where they get compromised and they get put on tape, and there's all kind of tapes out there uh, on certain people, and everybody know stuff get passed around and stuff like that, and that's a real thing. I don't think people really, especially nowadays. I guess I guess the whole X tapes or just what do they call it? Like can't nobody say they got any naked photos of me or anything video, none of that. Because if you see something out there, it's AI for damn show. You know what I'm saying? People though, that's a form of blackmail in this industry where they get certain people in compromising positions and they get you on film, or maybe they get you doing something that you ain't known for doing, or maybe they get you doing something with some kids. It's wild. That's a whole doc within itself. No real spill. Like, in fact, not a whole doc. That's a series. That's a series. Like, you just don't know. Like, people. I mean, Jag. I'm just saying. Like, people. I don't think the general public knows how crazy this stuff gets and what they got on people. Um, and maybe we could even talk about that in one of these lo-fi sessions one of these days. Get into that conversation in regards to like how deep the blackmail goes.
Yo, people literally sit here online and just sit online.
Yeah, they got nothing else to do. They ain't got no job. They ain't got shit to do.
This shit is scary. This shit is weird.
Yeah, it is. Jag, I got some new records. I could share it with you.
You do?
I
You
got
got
this one
I
for
hope you
free.
got clothes on.
What are you talking about? You hope I got clothes? What the hell are you talking about? Like I'm gonna just be running around here butthole naked. This one I got for free. I don't know what I'm gonna find on it. It's some Armenian folk music, and it was clean. I
Well,
said,
if you got it for free,
yeah, it's a clean record. I've already found some sample, but I can't really chop. I'm trying to figure out some stuff.
then
That's
it's
all.
truly a gift.
Yeah, of course, it's free. People are like, why you got that? You're a weirdo. No, I'm not. It's interesting.
Got what?
And then what? Your uncle.
Oh, Teddy P.
Of course, you know it's gonna be something here.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. Rest in peace.
That was when he was
Love
still
that brother.
standing.
Love that brother. Yeah, this is yep.
He
This
was
is
still on the street.
Life is a song worth singing. This is life is only yeah. So I'll be listening because I was listening to like Primo and what he sampled, what he used for Nas for Second Childhood, and I that was not Ashford and Simpson. Who was that? It was
Don't get
who
me to
did
go.
that?
My brain is tired.
No, I know, but no, I was listening and I was like, yo, Primo is a genius.
Yeah,
Um,
he's special. He from Texas.
yeah, yeah, Peebo Bryson and Roberta Flack's song "Born to Love." That's what he sampled. I never knew that, and I'm listening because I'm finding stuff from like I got so much stuff. I got like black exploitation stuff. It's a lot of funky stuff that I can get, and I'm like trying to just go into a different realm. And I was like, I thought of just Primo and that sample, and I was like, that fucking sample was sick. Like so you know the song "Born to Love" by People Bryson and Roberta Flack?
I haven't heard it in a long time.
Yeah, that's where he got that sample. And I listen to my greats, like people like him or Dilla or like what made them think of this sample? And then it's.
Listening to records.
Yeah. Like the one you be playing on your when you do your live. I put that one. It's called it's in the thing. It's like Neverwary something something something. And I remember doing that beat and I said, yo, I said, yo, um, what was I even thinking of when I sampled that? Like is it that's the type of stuff I be thinking like, damn, like how did I even come up with that? But nonetheless, anyway. Anyway, yeah, I'll wrap. I know you got Jesus Christ, what happened? I know you got something that you're uh, gonna be working on for tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it. I definitely want to, peek that out.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm looking forward to hearing your commentary. That's the thing. Let me see. I'm sorry, but what kind of special me? What is that? I'm sorry. American folk music is dope. I'm sorry. I've been ignoring the chat because I
Armenian.
just been
Armenian.
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 Armenian. I thought you said American. I can't see.
A. A. A.
B. B.
C. That's it. That's all you got.
You said A. I said B.
I said C.
See these. Hold on. Oh, that's what that was. Okay. All right.
So
Yeah,
where does the
Armenian.
conversation end tonight?
She said something about. I was saying I got to listen to this Armenian folk music, and I got to get the. I got to understand how they. I have to pitch it down to try to get it. But where does this conversation end? In all honesty, um, I don't know. I think um I think I'm gonna look into some more into these videos of people breaking down what Kanye was talking about. I'm very curious to know what people think. What
You
is
want
it?
to know
What
what
is
a
it?
bunch of
What
dummies
are their
think?
interpretations? I do. I want to know what the plebes think.
What's a plebe?
In Latin, that was like the commoner. Democracy comes from mob rule. That's what that means. So don't think democracy is like, oh, it's a good thing. Democracy. They obviously wasn't. They didn't want the mob to rule because that's what democracy meant. The mob rules. When you got a bunch of people and they all on the same page and they like this,
That's called
they gonna rule.
groupthink.
No, I'm just saying like
That's called a
in this
hive
country.
mind.
Well, I won't even say hive mind. I'm just saying like if everybody got on the right revolutionary mindset and said, we're not taking this ish no more,
We're
a
not
lot of things will
gonna take
change.
it.
Exactly.
No, we're not gonna take it. We're
A
not
lot of things,
gonna take it anymore.
a lot of things would change for real. And that's what democracy meant, mob rule. So in Latin, when I studied Latin, and then, I think it was a plebeian. I believe that's the name. That's the term. Plebeian. It
Yeah.
means like, oh my God, is that where they get pedestrian? No, 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 no. I don't think so. But they just said plebe. They would, it would be like the plebes, like the commoners. Yeah, yeah, the normies. Yeah, but if everybody got on the right revolutionary mindset, then we can actually make change for real. And I'm talking about the powers that be, but the real power is God. But the powers that run what's going on right now, they are scrambling. They know their time is up. So right now, yeah. So right now, the whole thing with this gas stuff and Trump's, oh, we gonna be out of Iran in 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Lord, man, if you don't get your, I don't want to get political, but I'm just saying this is all a play. They're squeezing the F out of them. There's really no middle class. Let's keep it a buck. There's no more middle class, but they're squeezing the F out
There
of
hasn't
everybody.
been any middle class in 20 freaking years.
Yeah, I
Why do
know.
people keep pretending like
And
there has been?
and that's why I said there really isn't, because there's a bastion of it that's still, but it's not like it's not. In 5 years, it's going to be evident. You either really really rich or you poor. That's it. There's in
Let's be
America.
clear.
There's no
Let's be
more.
clear. There are people that are rich scented.
Well, yeah. Look at it like this: your wealth, rich is one thing, wealthy is one thing. And when I say rich, I'm saying like, so if you gave, I guess right now, if I had $20 million, I'll be straight at least until next week, because gas is like $999,000 a gallon. You know what I'm saying? So,
I
but if
got
you
a
had a
better
significant,
idea. I got a better idea. How about don't drive? Don't buy no
oh yeah,
gas. Let's just
that's what
stay.
I've been on.
Let's just
Yeah,
stay in the house and make
yeah,
music and wait for
yeah.
the gas prices to go down.
That's what I've been on. I am not budging. Ugh it. I'm good. I'm gonna go visit the OG,
It costs you
my
more
OG
money to
Tommy.
waste your time in traffic than it does to stay home.
And Uber is so bad right now. It'll cost you more. Shoot, it was what, like $30 a dang on ride, $40 a ride. It's like, man,
To
that
do
ain't
what?
nothing but
To
that
go
ain't nothing
where?
but five
Hell?
gallons. That ain't nothing but 5 gallons of gas. Yeah, exactly. But no, that's the trick they're running. The Lyft and the Ubers. This is their last year, especially with these gas prices. They are going to push these. And a lot of times the Lyft and the Uber is to help like older people. Think about it. And let's keep it a buck. That's why I said there's no middle class. You got a bunch of people who work their job 30, 40 years. They may have retired and they got a little bit of a pension, but they still need something else to get them by. So they do the Lyft and the Uber. And it'd be a bunch of old people and they sweet, cool people, right?
Let
They
me
only
tell you
can do it
something
for
right
so
now.
long.
Them old motherfuckers be riding up on curbs. They be backing into the wrong shit.
Don't be talking
They
about
be
your friend.
missing light.
Don't
They
don't
be
don't be talking about your friend. Miss Bonnie, I ain't
be
gonna
care.
never
Why would you say that?
No, I was saying, look, don't be talking about people when
Don't be
you
saying that.
know.
Don't be saying that because you know people are listening.
No, I know. No, I
That
was
was a
just
bad
saying
slip up.
that, look, listen, I'm saying you got old people who do it because number one, it gives them something to do. And then they kind of need the extra money. now that you
Kinda.
got well, yeah, you got gas prices so high.
Let's be very clear. Some of them old motherfuckers on the road will make you consider wanting to drive in a car with no driver.
Well, see, there you go. That's where they're trying to push it to.
It'll
They
never be me. It'll never be me. I ain't getting in a
I'll
car
walk.
with nothing. I ain't getting in a car with nothing that don't know how to get off of a joint. You know those
That's scary,
circles?
man.
Those
Yeah.
circles. They just be riding
No,
around.
no,
You got me going in
that's scary. No,
circles.
that's scary when you got people
Why the hell
who
would you
will
get
hop
into
in
a
a
car?
car.
Why the hell would you get into a car that's not qualified to drive on a highway?
What do you mean? The driverless ones, they're not qualified to
Yeah, they
drive on
can't
a
go on
highway?
highways.
You for real? I didn't know that.
They can't go on highway. That's why they're only doing pedestrian. They're only doing like street traffic. They can't get on highways. They're not cleared to get on highways yet because they don't have. They
Oh,
can't they
that makes
can't
sense.
guarantee the safety at that high a speed.
No, that makes sense. Yeah, because they'll crack. They'll crack for sure. They will crack.
Yeah,
But
Waymo can't get on no highway.
what I'm saying is they're squeezing all these people that do those types of work, that type of work, and it's gonna
I still don't
be
understand why
bad.
somebody in here talking about Drake. Ain't nobody said that name the whole lie.
Who said Drake? Who talking about Drake? Drake
Somebody talking about
will
Drake.
always be an OV. Okay, Decipher. All right, you got that. You're right. Shout out to Drake.
I don't even
Um,
understand what that means.
I don't either. But yeah, what they're doing is getting a lot of people discouraged from driving, and yeah, then they'll push the driverless. I already knew that Lyft and Uber stuff one like after what was it 2023 20 no 2024 2025 I was like okay, got to get 18 months 2 more years.
They
uh
used everybody. They used everybody.
yeah, and they use the people that drove, and that all they're going to do is take the algorithm, take everybody's driving habits, speed, routes, all that good stuff. And yeah, yeah,
That's why they had drivers working to be highly rated so that they could just snatch the top driving, the people that have 4.5 and up and snatch their algorithms. And that's what's programmed these damn Waymo.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's real.
When you
And
first started talking to me about that, and then I started thinking about all of my time as as a Lyft driver when I was still driving Lyft before I had
mm,
to stop before the
mhm,
the pandemic. I'm just sitting there thinking to myself, man, they what a hustle that was. Using human beings, using
mhm,
human beings to train robots to take your spot.
yep, mhm,
Listen, bro, in the wrong convo. Bro is in a whole nother universe. We sitting over here talking about Waymo. He talking about OVO.
mhm. But
I
yeah,
guess because he had Kanye in the title. But I don't even understand what that got to do with Kanye. People
I don't
just
know.
be what I think people just be coming in honestly saying off the wall shit so that they can get their name said and they can get a little attention.
Yeah, maybe because they mama didn't breastfeed them. Um,
What that got to do with
yeah, look,
anything?
they want some attention.
And maybe their mama did breastfeed him. Their mama was smoking crack.
Yeah, I'm gonna get over here and I'm gonna check out
You know how many women
Kanye's.
breastfeeding high as a kite, toting a
I'm gonna
machine
check,
gun.
I'm gonna
Dun,
check
dun,
out
dun.
Kanye's performance
Dun,
and
dun, dun.
so far.
Times. Dun, dun, dun. Then
Yeah.
no, when the rocket ship explodes and everybody's still flying.
Hmm.
Something happiness going down. Oh, my time. Dun, dun, mm, time. Mm. Sign of the time.
At the time. Oh yeah, I got Sheila. Just speaking of Sheila E.
Sheila E., what about Sheila's?
I found one of Sheila E's records.
She loves
Actually,
you
an EP.
like the
A,
lights
a dang on
in
EP.
the city, but it only pays the rent. She won't leave. Glamorous that she don't need. A master she won't need. Glamorous that without love, it ain't much. Dun, 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 dun. Oh,
All right. I started this broadcast at 8:08. That's what's up. So I've done enough. We've done
boom
enough.
like an
I appreciate
808.
y'all. Yep. 808s and heartbreaks, right?
Let's see how
Let
hot
me
my phone. My phone got a fever.
yeah, I know it's hot. I'm sure it is. We up out of here though, y'all.
Dun, dun, dun,
We'll be back.
dun,
Jag will be dropping something.
dun,
I guess you gonna do your thing in the morning.
dun, 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 dun. Fever when you kiss me, fever over time. Fever. Woo-hoo. No, seriously though. I don't know what time will you be available.
Whenever.
So yeah, we should go earlier in the day.
Okay.
I'd like to go earlier, not too early, but earlier in the day. Cause I mean we rocking on the West Coast time, so the East Coast time is considerable time ahead. So I don't know, like I'm thinking, you know, you know.
Okay.
You want me to do a rock version of Fever? That could be cool.
Oh wow.
What?
When I was working on Set in the West. I was working on Set in the West 7 years ago, finishing it up. I was in the studio
Look
with
at you.
my sound person.
Look at you.
That was 7 years ago. And that's crazy.
You know, I like your memories, but for real, I want to star in more of them.
Well, you need to, yeah.
There she go.
All right.
There she
Let me see.
go. That's the
Let's get
baby.
going. Yeah, let me wrap this up and let me get this going. But no, I appreciate y'all being on and we'll be back. I think, yeah, we'll do everything like you say. First thing, what, morning?
I don't know
or
about
something
no
like that.
first thing, but
Not first thing,
earlier
but you
than
know,
normal.
yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. So,
Keep your
but yeah,
notifications on and pay attention to your community walls. That's what I'll say.
pay attention to your walls.
You know what? I could say something right now, but I won't. Uh oh. It
Yeah,
done got dark.
and we out.